All right, hello everyone. Just want to give you a quick update here. A couple of people had questions on this particular lab, which is basically Lab 2b. And this lab is actually going to be very similar to the 5-minute code lab that I've put together for you guys. And the 5-minute code, I also have videos that I have put together. So I'm pretty much doing all the work for you, showing you how to create that. And in this particular lab, what you're going to do is something very similar to in this lab here. Okay. Now, let me also identify in all the labs, the starter code is set up slightly differently because I want you to be exposed as much as possible and see how functions work. Around midterm, we'll go into how functions actually work and the purpose of the functions, but I want to have you guys be looking at it and kind of being familiar with it so you guys don't get too lost when we actually get into functions. So real quick, at the bottom of the starter code, this, you're not going to make any kind of modifications to it. The short of it is this is actually referring to this part. So it starts up the code. This message part is calling a function up here. And this is basically where you're going to start writing your code. Now, the other thing is this. When you start writing code inside a function like this, what needs to happen is all the information that you have needs to be also indented. So typically just utilizing a tab will indent it the way you need to, and it's basically all lined up over here. So when you run the code and actually get some kind of error, that's going to be why you don't have your tab set up. So again, you want to basically make sure that your code is written here, all nice and neat. Make sure you include comments in your code as well. So let me jump into the 5-minute code Lab 2b. So going back to here, 5-minute code. And over here, this is the starter code that I've put together. And when you watch the videos, I'm pretty much writing all the code for you. You want to write all that code out so you get familiar with the syntax and identify what it's doing. So in this particular one, like I mentioned in the video, what you're doing is you're creating variables for these particular items. So in our lab, you're creating something very similar to this particular lab, but you're creating your own variables. So let me jump back to Lab 2b. And if you look at the scenario here, you are going to be creating variables based on this. Now, the variable names that you select, remember that I created another video with explaining how variables work. You want to watch that, otherwise you're going to run into issues. I have structured everything out step by step. If you don't follow those steps, you're going to be lost. Spend the time, because the videos are not that long, and pay attention to all the little details, because I'm pretty much giving you all the information that you need to get the labs completed. So if there's any other questions, just let me know. Appreciate your time, and let's have some more fun.